this week already. Actually, we've been feeling this for a while. Years ago, me and Anna, we went to a marriage seminar, a marriage weekend. We went to the city, stayed in a hotel for a weekend, and it was older couples that were teaching on marriage, on how to live a fulfilled marriage, how to live as a couple, and how to live for Christ through our marriage. And it really helped us, it really hit us as to some of the issues that were going on at home, some of the things that, for myself as a husband, that I was failing in. And I guess one of the biggest things when it talks about how a husband is supposed to love his wife. And so many times we love, but we want something in return. We want them to either show us love, or you cook for me and I'll supply for you, and you can do all these things for me in return because I am loving you. And then we read about how the woman is supposed to submit, and submission isn't exactly what we have been taught and how we have been brought up. And so we're going to read from Ephesians 5, and we'll start off at 25. So Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. How did Christ give himself for the church? He laid down his life, but he also he went out, he taught, he gave up his time. He would often listen to others as well. And I think for us as husbands, we come home from a day of work, and the last thing sometimes we want is to listen for an hour or so about how the wife's day went. Every little detail. Or two sometimes. And so we sit there, we start ignoring, and we don't pay attention. They're talking about how the child misbehaved, how they dealt with it, how they felt frustrated at the things that are going on at home, how they felt frustrated that when you come home, the children listen to you, but why don't they listen to me? And we just, okay, we're still in our own world at that point, trying to relax. But Christ, he gave everything. He would listen, he cared. There was never such a thing as where he would ignore. He took in every word, he gave everything, and then he gave back. And at the end of the day is when we, as husbands, were sitting there listening, and the wife said, well, what should I do about this? Well, I'm not exactly sure. We kind of give a little bit of an answer, but never a full answer. And I think at that point is where we definitely fail in loving. We fail in giving everything we have. We fail in because our children are being affected by that. Our children are the ones losing out. Our wife is the one losing out. And sometimes even those little things that they talk about that we see as a very little issue, to them it's a big issue. And when I talk to God about my issues, he sees them as little issues, and I see them as big issues. We want God to listen to us. We want Christ to answer. We want him to answer our prayers. We want him to answer our questions. But at home, we have a hard time answering questions to our loved ones. We're tired. We just want to rest. We don't want to do any more thinking. We don't want to do any more work. Because as it continues in verse 26, it says that he might sanctify and cleanse it with washing of water by the word. That he, in verse 27, that he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having a spot or a wrinkle, or anything, or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. I feel it's so important to listen, to to help the wife along, to help our loved one along. Marriage is work. Spend time in the Word with the family. That is how we are going to strengthen ourselves. That is how we are going to move forward. That is how we are going to teach our children. That's how we are going to bring up a family that is pleasing to God. We are to, if our family is supposed to look like the church, our family, if our marriage is supposed to look like the church Christ refers to the church as his bride. And we as husbands, we are to be the head, Christ, and then the husband and the wife to submit to the husband. But as the head of the church, as the head of our family, it often means we have to put in that extra effort. We have to really, really step forward and go above and beyond of what we think is necessary. To ask even, to go further and ask, what more can I do for you tonight? Or what can we do together as a family to overcome these issues? I know nowadays Facebook it seems the easiest thing is to come home into either Facebook or the internet, because it takes our mind off of our everyday things, and we just skim through it, and we don't have to think about the problems, the issues that are going at home, whether they be financial or whether they be teenagers that are starting to be rebellious, or whether it's just needing to, as a husband and wife, to communicate. I think also when we had the children, one of the big things was the children would become, I'm saying in between the marriage, as in we would pay more attention to the children than what we would pay attention to each other. And that played a huge role and effect in how our marriage was going, is because as much attention as because the other one starts feeling left out, feels the child is more important than what you are, or the other way around, and it's marriage to us, especially in the last few years, it's a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of dedication, just as we are to dedicate ourselves into the Word of God. And that is how we walk forward, and that's how faith works. It's by reading the Word, believing the Word. That's how marriage works. We have to believe in our spouse. I have to believe that she makes the right decisions. I have to believe that even the decision that I make is going to be the right one. If I cannot believe in our marriage, if I cannot believe and trust my spouse, our marriage will not work. When we get married, we become as one. It even talks about, I think, in verse, what verse is it? It talks about we are to love her. Okay, verse 29. Sorry. For no man ever yet, or let's start at verse 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. We are first to love our wife. We are first to step out and give everything we have. It's not about the wife giving me love, so then I will give you love. It's not about the wife submitting to me first, and then I will love you. It's about to love her, no matter what. We all have our issues, our blemishes, things that we could all pick on each other, things that seem to be there for life. They're little things that they do, or so on. It's there. It's the way God created them. And we chose to be married to our loved one. It's a choice we made. There's never such a thing as, if we get married and it's in a godly marriage, there's no such thing as falling out of love. It's another choice you made. You don't fall out of love. You chose not to love. If things aren't going right at home, it's not because of her decision. It's because of my choice. If I get angry at Anna or at the spouse for something she has done, it's not her fault. Anger only comes through pride. Anger only comes through because I'm not getting my way. Anger is, so then at that point, it's not her fault, it's mine. I am the one who to carry the responsibility of the family. I am the one who, in the end, still has to make that final decision. We do say that our wife, just whatever you decide is good. Yes, but I said that it was okay with whatever decision she made. Then when she makes her own decision, then I'm upset. It does not give me the right because I said I was okay with whatever decision she made. We as husbands, especially growing up in our religious community, I felt a lot of times that in our home or other homes I looked at, the wife did run the home. But it was because of the husband. He had no backbone anymore. This thing had overtaken where men did not want to be responsible for anything. They could never make a proper decision because responsibility. And yet we are responsible for our children. We are responsible for our wife. Yes, she has her own decisions, but us as husbands, I feel it's so important that we start taking responsibility in our marriage. We start taking responsibility in our families. Stepping forward and just speaking the word of God to our family, speaking life, speaking uplifting words. It's so easy to put the next person down. Or not thank them at all for anything that the wife has done during the day. We come home expecting something on the table, and to say thank you is sometimes, supper is supper. We need supper, and I worked all day and you made supper, so I think we're eating. That's not the way it works. We are to love, to respect, to honor, to give everything we have. Christ gave, He laid down His life for us. And it says that we are to love like Christ loved His church. And I look at myself in a lot of ways. I fail in those ways. If that's what it says, or what it does say, but if I am to love like Christ loved the church, that means there's many things that I need to change in my life. The church had issues. The church did certain things, but Christ always went out. When the person came and that centurion, I believe it was, came because his servant was sick, Christ said, I will come right away. But this centurion says he didn't need to come because, just say the word and he will be healed. I know at home sometimes you can tell me to do something and you don't need to remind me 6 months later that it still needs to be done. But I think it's something I have to really start improving along. And of course there too, it's a matter of, is it necessary right now or not, or if I'm busy with something else, but we often, as men, put the things aside, and what we feel is what we need to do is more important than what the wife wants done. On the outside on the yard, or wherever it may be, it might be they want some flowers here or there, and can you make me a pot or something like that, but we don't see that as important, and yet to them putting the flowers in there and the flowers growing, they are giving something life. We don't see that as that way. We just see it as it's more work for us, that we'll probably have to clean it up later, we'll probably have to, there's all kinds of things, probably have to water it later too. But to them, they're giving something life. Something is growing, something is coming out of it. Those are their enjoyments. We're in the shop and we fix things or work outside on the yard, and to us, it's the bigger the project, the better it is often. I have to really learn to do the little things. Christ did all the little things for us. And so, as we just continue to, as husbands, to love, to respect, to honor, and to give everything that we have, and to walk forward in faith in our marriage, believing that our marriage is fulfilled, that I don't need more and more things out of my wife, that she is everything that I need in the family, so to speak. Not Christ, we definitely need Christ, but she is everything that I need. I don't need to go to other places to get filled with my desires. And as in other places, I don't need to go to the racetracks, or I don't need to go to buy stuff or buy a motorbike so I feel filled up. She is everything that I need. I have everything I need at home. And we are too often as men, we need our own time, and when they say, well, I'm thinking about nothing, it is, I really, for myself, I am thinking about nothing. There is those times where I feel I just need to relax. I'm not a talker in the morning. I get up, I'm quiet. At home, I'm the quiet one, and Anna it starts off right off. As you probably most of know her, she talks, and it's that way first thing morning. And so we have to come to that understanding of where I like my quiet time, I like my coffee, and sit back and just slowly start up. And for her, it's right up, right away. And so we have to come into this happy mediums of, I respect her. She has things that she thinks about in the morning that need to be done, and I have to listen to those. For me, again, in the evening is when I would like to talk about things that I see that need to be done. For her, again, then it's wind down time, and we not so much. So as a husband, as I start listening to all these things, even in the morning, I start listening to what needs to be done and take care of those things during the day. I can, even if I'm at work, there is things that I can take care of at work. And so for us as husbands, I just feel it's so important to listen more. Especially listen more. We so easily don't want to listen. We don't want to listen about the problems of the day and of the week and problems that will happen tomorrow. And just continue on to verse 30. For we are members of his body, of his flesh, and of his bones. So if we are members of Christ, we are members of his body and his flesh, and we are At that point, I think we should be acting exactly the way Christ did, and just living a Christ-like life. Our children, they are looking at us. How I treat my wife is the way my young son will probably treat his wife in the future. The way I treat my wife is the way the girls are going to think of a man in the future. They really look at how much, if I treat my wife with respect, my sons will treat other women with respect, other girls, sisters with respect. It's so important as there's always somebody looking at us, looking up to us, how we live. Even other teenagers around us as men, other girls around us as men. How am I treating my wife? Or how am I treating them? We are to love. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and to leave is to leave behind, to let go, to not hold on to anymore. I think of when Abraham left his family, he left it. He did not go back. That family was behind him. As family of here, yes, we can still talk to them and so on. But so easily we go to our parents with our marriage issues, problems, things that are going on. And I think that is devastating. I know it is. Because then my parent thinks of my spouse in the way that I think of my spouse. The issues I just told my parents about my spouse, now they are thinking of her in a different way. I believe that is one of the most devastating things we can do as husbands, as children, is go to our parents with our marriage problems. They want to help us, I understand. They want us to come to them with their issues, but marriage is very sacred. And to me, to go to my parents with my wife's marriage problems is very damaging. It'll destroy everything we have. At that point, she's wife, and when she finds out she's not going to be around, want to be around my parents anymore because what are they going to think of her? She's not going to want to have much to do with them. A trust has been broken. It's huge. I know as a married couple, we have people coming to us and asking about marriage and about, well, normally talking about the other spouse and the issues that they see in them. And number one thing is that we try to talk to them about is themselves. Forget the other spouse. What are you doing? Are you giving everything? Are you giving everything you have? Because that's what marriage is about. I have to give my all, she gives her all, and through that we become as one. When she's giving 100 and I'm only giving 75, that's rough. And so as we go talk to others about marriage issues, I'm not saying that it's wrong to go ask somebody for help. That it isn't. But to run down the next person, it's hard. We need to be uplifting. Rather than say, I am struggling with this issue in my marriage. How can I be a better person? How can I fulfill my marriage to the fullest? Our children are very dear and important to us. We want them to grow up to be amazing men and women of God. And the fighting that goes on in home, or doesn't even have to be fighting, the respect that I don't give to my wife or she doesn't give to me the love that I am seeking after. Christ's love doesn't want anything in return. Human love always wants something in return. And so I believe to keep our marriage clean, to have a full marriage, to feel fulfilled through our marriage, really respect one another. Respect their privacy, respect their wishes, talk when they need to talk, listen when they want to listen. Just be there for each other. And as some of them that aren't married, being married, yes, with the love of your life is awesome. It takes a lot of dedication to each other. All the things the plans that you have now, I'm not saying throw them away, but what are her plans? What are his plans? You want to become married? How is your life with Christ right now? Who's number one in your life? What is more important to our life? Our video games or our four-wheelers or whatever it may be? If that is more important, if I can't have a dedicated life with Christ, my marriage can't be dedicated either. I have to be complete 100% in with Christ. And the two shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. So it's just like the church. When we are gathered here, we are as one fellowship, togetherness. We agree on one thing. We are speaking one thing. And at home, it has to be the same way. I feel for myself especially, I need to listen all the time. The little things, the big things, give them all the same attention. So that's all I have for today. I thank you guys so much for listening. This is something that I'd say, 7, maybe 8 years ago, we went to this seminar. It was a full weekend in Winnipeg. I ended up getting food poisoning, but I missed the last session where they separated men and women and did it together. But through that seminar, I was just, I'd say that was one of the huge steps in our marriage. The things they talked about, they went into great detail in the marriage, and it was awesome. And marriage to me is one of the most important things there is, that we are going to, decisions we are going to make in our life. It is for the rest of your life decision. It is something that we need to hold on to. We need to respect. I need to respect each one of your marriages. I should never, ever go to the man and say, well, I see this and this issue with your wife. You should really deal with it. It's wrong. We need to respect each other. As much as I respect you, I need to respect your marriage. Not come in between you. Not try to make suggestions in how to change your marriage. Each marriage will look different. Each person is different. Thank you guys. Bless you.
You will have 5 minutes for me?